Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one last go of things. Game number 10 in the 2024 Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference men's and women's basketball tournament is the women's championship. We got a matchup of Tigers this afternoon here in Shreveport, Louisiana, in the Gold Dome on the campus of Centenary College. My name's Luke Terry. I'm about ready to take you through today's action between the Colorado College Tigers, the 3 seed in this year's tournament, against the number 1 overall seeded Trinity University Tigers. Matchup of Tigers, Trinity, the designated home team, the number 1 overall seed, as I just mentioned, 15-1 in SCAC regular season play against the Colorado College Tigers, 12-4 in their regular season. But Trinity's 1 loss coming at the hands of Colorado. They split their regular season series, each team winning on their own home court. But you might be wondering, if you haven't joined us already this weekend, how did these teams get to Championship Sunday? Well, for Colorado, they had to come all the way from the quarterfinals. They won on day 1, quarterfinal number 4 of the day against the University of Dallas, 84-49. Great showing offensively. Basin had 15, Tomlinson 14. Yesterday, they continued their very hot offensive performances. In a win against Texas Lutheran, they jumped out to a big lead. They were up 18 at half. They hung on to win 57-52. Tomlinson 22, Basin 17 in that game. For Trinity, they earned a first-round bye. They had to come from behind yesterday against the Shriner Mountaineers. They did so and pulled away late in that one to win by double digits, 64-54. Maggie Robbins, the lone senior for Trinity University, had 14. Josie Napoli added 13. Bailey Timmons and Jamie Reedy each added 10. But the tip here in Shreveport has us underway, and it's be the Colorado College Tigers that get us started. But a turnover early on. Minter comes away with it for Trinity, going straight to the basket, trying to go through Rose Kohler. She can't get it high enough off the backboard to put it in. The other way, Healy Bledsoe out there, gives down low to Tomlinson, trying to get off to a hot start. Can't with the first shot. Second one is also no good, but the referee is going to blow the whistle. Looks like it was Tomlinson who was fouled on that second putback attempt. So she'll head to the free throw line. It's Bledsoe, Tomlinson, Baston, Issa Nelson, and Rose Kohler out there for Colorado. Same starting 5 as yesterday. For Coach August, Tomlinson knocks the first one through, and for Coach Cameron Hill on the other bench, his same starting 5. Maggie Robbins, Kylie Minter, Josie Napoli, Bailey Timmons currently taking the ball out of bounds, and Elaine King rounding out the 5 down low. Robbins will bring it across now for the Trinity Tigers. Minter out front will hand off to Napoli, who receives a screen. Well defended on the outside by the Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Healy Bledsoe putting up a ton of opposition at the rim, but it's finished nicely right there. Josie Napoli gets on the board to knot us at 2. Full court pressure is Minter trying to check Rose Kohler. Robbins comes over and the ball is loose. She'll have it in transition. An easy shot at the bucket. She converts, and Trinity pulls ahead. Lisa Nelson, cross-court pass. Healy Bledsoe has it. She'll bring it across. Baston with the size advantage, gives it across. Tomlinson trying to back down. Baston opposite block is open, but rejected. Elaine King sends it away. They'll try and reset. Colorado will. It's Kohler on the outside with 15. Baston opposite wing. She's been hot all weekend, but she can't hit that one from downtown. Timmons comes away. Had Napoli out ahead, but she'll slow down and hold herself. Now back to Robbins, and Trinity will run through their offense. Robbins wants a screen. Timmons will provide it. Maggie Robbins thought about the mid-range jump shot instead. Swings across to Josie Napoli. Lane King there to provide a screen for her. Rolling to the basket. She gets it. Kick to the corner. Minter thought about it. Now with just 5, Robbins will have to go quick to the basket. Up and under, and it rolls off the rim. Good look at the last second for Maggie Robbins, just unable to convert as Healy Bledsoe Back quickly for Colorado, gets into the short corner but loses her dribble off to Kohler. Tomlinson sealing on the inside. They can't get her the basketball, however. Baston opposite wing, Issa Nelson. Now with about 10 seconds on the shot clock, Kohler has it out front and will receive a screen from Tomlinson. Going towards the basket, Rose Kohler tries to gather, but couldn't do so cleanly as she lost her balance. She travels and gives the ball back to Trinity. Mentioned already, these teams split their regular season affairs. Two very different looking games though, the first of which in Colorado. Home team won 63-49. Very defensive game as Napoli pulls up from just inside the arc, but she leaves it short and Tomlinson corrals. In San Antonio, in the second matchup, offensive-minded switch-up. 90 points for Trinity, who simply couldn't miss. 80 for Colorado, who shot the ball very well in their own right, just happened to turn it over a few too many times. Kohler trying to keep control of it this time, gets it over to Baston, again single digits on the shot clock. Inside to Bledsoe, she puts up a shot and it rims out. Halfway down that time, but a tough break for Healy Bledsoe. The other way, Minter gives up top to Robbins, working quickly into the paint, has the open shot, but she misses it. Had Issa Nelson bent forward. Minter, open three on the wing, second chance opportunity, the perfect time to shoot the three ball. And Kylie Minter proves it right there. 7-2 advantage for Trinity. Minter will pressure in the backcourt. Going against Rose Kohler. Lot of contact there. Minter was trying to offer as much opposition as she could without fouling, but ultimately did commit it in the end, and that's her second personal foul. Less than 4 minutes gone here in quarter number one, so she will have to head to the bench. A couple of changes each way as Jamie Reedy checks in for the Trinity Tigers. And on the other side, it's Emma Nwara that has the basketball for Colorado. Mackel joins them out there as Bledsoe goes to the basket. Near side, Issa Nelson has it now with 10 on the shot. Tomlinson on the block. Help comes from the backside, and Lane King stout defensively again. Turns away Tomlinson on the interior. Napoli has it. Gives up top to Timmons. Will get it back. Fakes the shot. Enough to create separation. Gives out to Jamie Reedy. 10 seconds. She'll pull up from beyond the arc, and that one just a little bit short. Tomlinson, another rebound. Absolute monster on the glass for Colorado this season, averaging nearly 15 boards a game. As this one open on the inside, Mackel finishes the play. A nice feed. It was Issa Nelson who found her that time. They closed the gap just a little bit. 7-4 game here in Shreveport as Reedy will catch on the far wing. Now it's Napoli being defended again. Conference Defensive Player of the Year in Healy Bledsoe. Reedy again in the corner, that one again off. Timmons nearly had that one taken away as Napoli puts it up. She is going to be fouled. She missed it long, but Healy Bledsoe closed space a little bit too much right there. Came underneath the feet of Napoli, didn't provide her enough space to land. With 5:03 gone in the first quarter, we have 4:57 on the scoreboard here in the Gold Dome, meaning we have our first media timeout. Take a look at some of the individual performances that we've seen in this season series so far. Colorado's win saw Rose Kohler and Zoe Tomlinson each contribute 13 points. Mackel and Baston went for 12 and 11 respectively. Trinity, who struggled to score the basketball that time out, were led by their senior Maggie Robbins. She finished with 17, but the Tigers shot less than 30% from the field, only 15% from the three-point line. But as we mentioned, very offensive-minded game the second time out. Napoli and Minter had 25 and 24 for the Trinity Tigers as they shot 46% from the field, 47% from three, and better than 80% from the free throw line. On the other side, 22 turnovers, the big issue for Colorado, as they shot better than 50, 40, 90 as a squad. Tomlinson had 22 and 16. Just wasn't quite enough to get the job done. But with that, media timeout number 1 is over. Josie Napoli steps to the line where she knocks the first one through. Napoli, a very good free throw shooter this season, 87% from the line. Second one also goes down. She was well beyond the three-point line on that attempt, so she will get the third attempt here. She makes all 3 of them count. Full court pressure again. Napoli will check Issa Nelson, ball handler. Still with 5 seconds, pressured there by Napoli. Ball juggled just a little bit. They very narrowly beat that 10-second violation. That one, Mackel from 3, off on the far side. Tomlinson got a hand on it, enough to keep it alive. Emma Nawara going to the ground for it. But it was Jamie Reedy reaching down over the top of her, able to create the jump ball. Trinity currently in possession of the possession arrow. So we'll get the basketball back as Napoli and Robbins get it into play and bring it across the half-court line. Timmons on the far wing gives to Reedy, who rips through, going one-on-one with Emma Nawara. She was trying to rip through, looking for the opposite wing. As she swung the basketball through, it kind of just slipped out of her hands. Referee saying that it was going to be a dribble. At least that's how he's going to call it. So it'll be a double dribble as she had picked it up. Turnover against Trinity that time. And Colorado staves off the pressure to get it into the front court. Issa Nelson working against Josie Napoli. Tomlinson on the inside working very hard to get position, but Natalie Greenwood has checked into the basketball game. 5 seconds now, and Nelson has to hoist that one high off the back of the rim. Hits the top of the backboard. The buzzer sounds here, but it definitely hit the iron. So it'll reset for Colorado College. Mackel steps through, gets inside, but another rejection for Trinity. Great defensive presence inside the paint between Elaine King and Natalie Greenwood in the early going. And has Trinity going the opposite direction. Timmons steps just inside the three-point line. She'll knock it through. Long two-pointer for Timmons, and Trinity out to an early 12-4 lead. Colorado struggling to find a rhythm on offense, just one of their first 9. Mackel will dribble through and come to the near side wing, loses the dribble just a bit, but gathers and gives over to Bledsoe. Bledsoe tries to split a couple of defenders, but it's taken away. Robbins strips it out in transition. Last minute feed to Timmons, who finishes off the glass. Bailey Timmons. And an emphatic signal from the referee on top of it all. Count the bucket and the foul. Timmons heads to the free throw line. Trinity now out by 10. Timmons will have the opportunity to make it 11 with her one attempt. About a 75% free throw shooter on the year. It is up and she rattles it in. Stoppage for a couple of substitutes there. Sky O'Rourke will come onto the floor for Trinity. Timmons will get her first breather in this action. Nelson still out there handling the ball for Colorado and Coach August. She gives off to Bledsoe. Tomlinson outside on the perimeter trying to provide a screen. Bledsoe all the way through, gives to Mackel. Gets off her feet and finds Tomlinson, who goes to the basket, and she's going to finish. Not many opportunities in the early going for Zoe Tomlinson. She catches in the short corner, recognizes a little bit of space in front of her, goes to the basket and finishes with the kind roll. Reedy on the outside has it for Trinity, now leading by 9. Gives it up top to Greenwood. Handoff. Thought about it behind the screen, did Jamie Reedy. Crosses over to her left hand all the way down the lane, but that one looked like it was tipped and blocked by Bledsoe, who is out running. Greenwood trying to get back. She does. She cuts her off, steps up, and creates the miss. Good transition defense right there from Natalie Greenwood. Discouraged Bledsoe from going to the rim for the layup. gave it off to her teammate right there. They had a good look from about 8 feet from the basket, just couldn't get it to fall. Baston this time does have Tomlinson, had position down low, ripping through, just lost the basketball. Into the corner now, Issa Nelson. Single digits on the clock as Kohler tries to go, and some more pressure from these Trinity guards on the perimeter. A lot of contact between the bodies right there as Kohler was trying to get a step and put Jamie Reedy on her hip. But Reedy cannot avoid picking up personal foul number 1. Briefly open on the block, looked like it was going to be Rose Kohler. Instead, she was setting a screen for Tomlinson, who has a mismatch on the inside. Bledsoe gets the kick out, but she misses, follows her own. Traffic inside allows Tomlinson to get the ball. She came down with it, trying to roll to get away from the Trinity defenders. But ultimately, Tigers in white were able to get a hand on the basketball and induce another jump. This time they do go to Kohler, but she's a little strong off the glass. Very similar look to what they had on their last inbounds as Reedy catches, but will reset out top with Napoli attacking Issa Nelson. She steps back, still looking for some help, gives over to Maggie Robbins, who fumbles the basketball but keeps her dribble alive. Napoli out top as Robin gets flattened, trying to set a screen right there, and Issa Nelson goes right through her chest. A couple more changes for Coach Hill and Trinity. Ivory Scott and Jalen Martin into the game. Robbins will get her first break, as will Josie Napoli. So 5 substitutes in the game as Greenwood's going to pull the 3, and she banks it in. Open on Sunday. Juggled the ball a little bit off the catch, but recognized she had some space. Zoe Tomlinson giving it up, and Greenwood made her pay. Kohler back the other direction. Freshman on freshman as Ivory Scott is checked into the game. Inside, Tomlinson catches, spins, and puts it up off the glass. Good position right there from Zoe Tomlinson. She now has 6, leading the way for Colorado. 75% of their points. Reedy out top, trying to get to the basket. She picks up her dribble, finds Martin cutting to the end, but she's strong off the backboard. That one gathered by Rose Kohler. As Trinity was reaching in, trying to induce another jump ball, they'll be tagged with a foul. That time it's Sky O'Rourke. 4th personal foul on Trinity in this quarter. Just 3 on Colorado. As Kohler brings it across. Nelson in the corner, but back out to Kohler. The shot clock off. 15 seconds remaining. Tomlinson will call for it. Surveying on the outside. She gives off to Baston now with less than 10. Kohler in the corner, who, as she was trying to go, drop-stepped onto the sideline. Out of bounds. Trinity will have an opportunity for the last shot. Reedy brings it across with 5. Trying to create some separation. Just 2. She'll get it up, and it just falls off. Greenwood trying to get the offensive rebound over the top. A lot of contact right there, but the buzzer will sound before any foul is called. A very good opening quarter for Trinity. Has them out ahead 18-8 as they played very quickly. Colorado College struggling from the field to start this one off. Just 3 of 14. Have not been able to knock one down from outside the arc. Have had 4 attempts from beyond the perimeter. And they've turned the ball over 5 times. Right now, Trinity only with 1 turnover, taking care of the rock very well. And they've capitalized. They lead points off turnovers 5-0 through 1 frame. Additionally, they've gotten out on the run very well in the early going. 5 fast break points for Trinity, none for Colorado College. Zoe Tomlinson, though, a bright spot in the first quarter. She had 6 points and 6 rebounds. Exactly what you might expect from her. Her teammates trying to find her on the inside, but between Elaine King and Natalie Greenwood, who will switch again. King back on the court. Greenwood heads to the bench. Trinity doing a nice job defending on the interior. And Colorado missing a couple of open threes in that period, but overall, past 2 games here in Shreveport, Colorado has been very good from the perimeter. As Robin goes to the basket to start this second quarter, just a little strong on the left side of the rim. Baston coming back, gives to Bledsoe, who will try and go, but gets cut off on the baseline. Knocked to the corner to Baston. Cross-court pass. Kohler thought about the 3, didn't leave the ground. Could see that she kept her left foot on the ground, so no travel there. 10 seconds on the clock. She will shoot this one, and she knocks it in. Rose Kohler, a big-time 3-point make. Cuts it back to single digits. 7-point advantage for Trinity as the freshman notches her name in the scoring department for the first time. Kylie Minter, who had to check out with 2 fouls in that first quarter, back on the court. Handling, giving to Elaine King, trying to get inside, somehow slithering to the paint and finding a way to finish there. Good take from Elaine King, who will sag back on defense inside against Zoe Tomlinson. Gamble right there, but Trinity couldn't come away with it. It's going to leave Baston wide open at the free throw line. She knocks through that 15-footer. Robbins will bring it back the other way. Gives to Timmons as Napoli runs through. King outside, gives the opposite wing. Robbins there. Gives to Timmons, who thinks about a very deep 3. Cross to Napoli with just 6 on the shot clock now. She'll have to go, and she'll do it herself. Puts that floater up off the rim, but another foul going to be called right here. Bledsoe defending the shot of Josie Napoli and getting tagged with a second foul. Her first one came when Napoli took a 3-point attempt in that opening quarter. Napoli knocked down all 3 of her original free throws, but that one hangs on the rim and falls out of the cylinder. Now 3 for 4 with 1 more coming. Second one is up, and it also falls off. Almost the same exact image as Napoli tries to get back to cut off Rose Kohler right there, but runs into number 32 of Colorado College. Foul on Josie Napoli, just her first. Baston gets it back in play. It's Issa Nelson, Baston, who will take the handoff. Kohler, who's been very impressive with the ball handling responsibilities for Colorado College. They find a way to get it into Tomlinson. Tomlinson can't finish, frustrated, claps her hands together as she is charged with an over-the-back foul right there. That's her first. Zoe Tomlinson picks up the foul, trying to create some second chance opportunities. Finishes at the rim more often than not, but when she doesn't, she's a threat to grab her own offensive rebounds and finish her second chances. That time unable to do so as Robbins loses her dribble with Trinity on offense again. Some contact there. Robbins coughs the ball up. Back out quickly. Kohler going to the basket. Gets around Napoli and around Robbins and finishes in the paint. Good take from Rose Kohler, who's up to 5 in the early going. Almost 3 minutes gone here in the second quarter. As Robbins gets inside, doesn't have a lane. Minter on the opposite elbow, gets inside. She'll finish with the left hand. Had her defender right on her hip, but it didn't matter. Baston trying to find someone, and she eventually finds Kohler. Kohler remaining poised out there. We'll give it over to Baston. Plenty of time ahead of that 10-second violation. Baston down low, perfectly weighted pass. All Tomlinson has to do is spin and finish, and she does so. Great entry pass over the top of the defense. As Tomlinson fends off the defender, something that she did very well in the early going against Texas Lutheran yesterday. mentioned, they jumped out to an 18-point advantage over the Bulldogs. Tomlinson, a huge first half, but was quiet down the stretch. Timmons puts a three up. She misses it, almost wedgy on the left side of the rim. Baston will give off as Colorado College is closed to within 5. Baston has it again, will give out top to Kohler. Horns action, double screeners at the top of the key, but Kohler loses possession of it. Kick out, Nawara. Tomlinson, frustration again. She got rid of the basketball that time, but did not exit the lane quickly enough, a 3-second violation. As Minter will again be the first Tiger off the court in this quarter. Still with just those 2 personal fouls. We'll just get an early breather this time as Jamie Reedy comes back onto the court. Robbins kicks to the corner. She has Timmons there. Timmons down to Elaine King. Goes underneath the basket, but denied. Zoe Tomlinson recovering, trying to get there a second time, but a foul called against Colorado. Great persistence from Elaine King right there, and we'll see who that one's on. It'll be Emma Nawara, who picks up her second personal. Pretty stark contrast between these 2 teams as Elaine King was a little strong on her free throw. A ton of size and length for Colorado. Up and down their roster. But Coach Hill and Trinity running with a very small offensive-minded get out and push the basketball lineup. They have Elaine King out there trying to defend, guard play and quickness. They rely very heavily on deflections like that as Maggie Robbins comes from out of nowhere to bat the ball away and give it back to Trinity. Napoli rising up, she knocked it down, but it was a moving screen called against Maggie Robbins. Robbins a bit too aggressive in going to set the screen, initiating the contact rather than letting Colorado come to her. So the referees make the whistle. And we'll go back to Colorado as Kohler rips through, gets to the right side of the basket, lost the ball as she was trying to gather and go up. But Elaine King come over and swatted it out of bounds. Baston catches, recognizes she has the smaller Timmons on her backside. Kick outside to Mackel. Mackel's three is off the iron. Timmons controls, very nearly lost it to Kohler. But instead, Trinity will get it to Maggie Robbins. Napoli on the outside will go against Issa Nelson. Spins to find the middle of the floor. 15-foot pull-up from Bailey Timmons. Bounces off the iron a couple of times, but will not drop through. Tomlinson controls that one for Colorado, who comes back the other direction. Very early on, Zoe Tomlinson flirting with that double-double as Baston gets that three up off the front of the rim. Has yet to connect from distance as Robbins will push the other direction. Leaves that off for Jamie Reedy. A pretty play. A great dump off from Maggie Robbins, who recognized that Jamie Reedy was going to run right through the basketball. She made the tough finish at the rim. It just dropped in off the back of the iron. Nelson, nice spin move. Frees herself up very briefly at the elbow. Gets it to Tomlinson. Will hand off to Baston down the middle of the paint. Opposite block. Great finish there. Mackel plus the foul. Great little three-man game between Tomlinson, Baston, and Mackel. It'll be Kayla Mackel, the sophomore out of Houston, Texas, at the free throw line when we come back from this break. Tomlinson, we just mentioned, flirting with that double-double, has 8 points and 8 rebounds. She leads all scorers. Kohler adding 5, Mackel with 4 can add another. On the other side, 3 Trinity Tigers have 5 in the early going. It's Napoli, Minter, and Timmons leading the way. But Trinity, in a game where they are certainly outmatched from a size perspective, currently holding their own when it comes to points in the paint. Just a slight edge for Colorado College, 14-12 at the moment. But the Tigers out of Colorado, leading this second frame currently 11-7. They have an opportunity coming out after that second buzzer to cut further into this Trinity lead. It'll be Mackel stepping up to the free throw line. Opportunity to make it a 5-point game with 3:52 remaining in half number one. Her shot is up and it's good. Robbins will advance it. No pressure in the backcourt from Colorado there. Greenwood catches up top at the top of the key. She came in for Elaine King. Minter back as well for Trinity, who gives it to Napoli. Now 10 seconds on the shot clock as Robbins spins, gets into the middle of the paint. Maybe a piece of that one was Rose Kohler. Great defense as Robbins used the spin move successfully to create some space, but great recovery from Colorado College that time. 15 seconds on the shot clock for this offensive possession as Issa Nelson dribbles into the short corner. That one, she tried to find Mackel, saved. That time it was Kyle Rowland who put it back in play, but straight to Minter, who finishes in transition. Good job from Minter hustling to that basketball as well. Unfortunate break for Colorado as Rowland was just trying to keep the possession. Threw it straight to Trinity instead. Tomlinson sealed on the inside, Greenwood on her back. She puts that up as Greenwood went to the ground, and it just falls off the rim. Could not get the kind roll. The other way, Robbins has it on the near wing. She'll head towards the top of the key. Minter comes to get the basketball. Again, 15 seconds on the shot clock as Reedy has it, using the screen to get to the middle of the floor. Finds Greenwood, nice roll, but she found herself pinned as Tomlinson came over to challenge it. She had to hold on to the basketball just a moment too long. Nice move by Kohler. Tried the wraparound pass, but threw it into the legs of Mackel, and it ricochets off of Colorado out of bounds. Great opportunity right there. Just couldn't find the placement on the bounce pass as Mackel was wide open on that opposite block. Trinity regains possession. Robbins will have it at the moment. Napoli will use the screen from Greenwood, trying to get down the lane. Tomlinson steps in front. She denied the shot right there as Napoli threw it away, and for a moment was headed towards the other end of the court a little gingerly. She reached down, holding her leg, slapping her hands together in frustration. Colorado will regain. It'll be Napoli and Kohler. She brings it across the timeline. Again, two screeners at the top of the key. She won't use either of them. Basin on the opposite wing. Tomlinson again sealing on the inside successfully. Kicks to the corner. Nelson there. Nowhere to go, but eventually finds a sliver of space. She got between two defenders, nicely taking her time. But when she got near the paint, it was knocked away by Trinity. Kick to Kohler on the near side. Spin move, but Robbins is right there, and she leaves it long. This one on the ground again. Referee on the far side of the court will say it's a jump ball. Not many black jerseys in the vicinity that time, but a good job by Audrey Baston, the 5'11 senior out of California, to get hands on the basketball. Creates another possession for Colorado here. Kick to the corner. Nelson will catch and fire immediately and banks it. Tough angle for the banked in three-pointer, but it gives a little energy to Colorado as they approach 1 minute to play here in the second quarter. Napoli has it, gives up top to Greenwood. She fakes the shot, but Tomlinson closed space a little better that time. Reedy operating at the top of the key, gets inside, and finishes that time with the left hand. Great burst from the freshman out of Boerne, Texas. Colorado being trapped by Trinity. Minter coming over to join Napoli. That one on the ground, coughed up, and Reedy will come away with it. 3-on-2 for Trinity. She'll give to Napoli in the corner, but Colorado recovers. Reedy from the wing. Bang! Jamie Reedy from downtown. Trinity in a flurry, ahead by 9. The clock continues to run, approaching 15 seconds remaining. They'll give it to Kohler, who will have 10 seconds. Minter picks up her third foul. A little too aggressive, trying to stay in front of Rose Kohler right there. As this half is coming to a close, the closing seconds, Kylie Minter picks up foul number 3. Coach Hill going to avoid any disaster at the moment. Bailey Timmons will bring her out of the game. Shot clock turned off here in Shreveport. So Kohler will bring it across. The opportunity for the last shot. Nice move to get to the basket. She finishes with a little floater there, and time's going to run out for Trinity as Robbins makes a one-handed full-court heave. But it came after the buzzer. Great take from Rose Kohler to end the second quarter and send Colorado into their own locker room. But moments before that, it was Trinity and Jamie Reedy knocking down the big 3-ball to extend the Trinity lead. It now sits at 7. Great first 20 minutes of play here at Centenary College. Hope for much of the same in the second half. So we've got 14:40 now on the scoreboard before we get our last 20 minutes of basketball started this weekend. Take a quick little break on the broadcast and then bring that second half to you. Don't go anywhere. 20 more minutes until we decide champion number 2 of the day. The host Centenary College Gents took home the trophy on the men's side just before this game. Right now, Trinity ahead, coming out of the break. They lead this one by 7 points. Looking for their 4th straight SCAC crown. Playing in their 12th consecutive conference final. In the last 3 years, this has been the matchup in the championship game. The Trinity walking away as the victors each year. Right now, Colorado trailing as we start the 3rd quarter of play. They're going to have to make a comeback if they want to rewrite the script in this conference. Maggie Robbins will try and grow the lead for Trinity as the second half is now underway. Minter, who picked up her 3rd foul very late in that half, will start the second 20 minutes as Napoli goes straight to the rim. She'll finish there through a little bit of contact, created the separation right at the rim. Issa Nelson getting the ball into the middle of the court, gives it off to Baston, who will bring it across the timeline. Gives to Tomlinson, give and go, but that one's knocked away. Nice idea from Zoe Tomlinson right there, but just not enough space to execute the pass. Colorado gets the ball inbounded. Still about 15 seconds left in this possession. Tomlinson's going to have to pop to the outside to help out her teammate Baston. Kohler catches inside, just inside 15 feet, misses, left it a little short, but chases down her own rebound. She'll kick opposite corner. Nelson, foot on the line, but it goes, and the referees are going to say it's 3. Good start here to the second half for Colorado College. They knocked down a 3 ball, just 3 of 9 so far here in this one. Needed that desperately after Trinity opened this second half, scoring of their own. An offense leading some very good defense for Colorado College. That one thrown into the Trinity bench. No recipient in the vicinity. The Tigers in black will bring it back on offense, trying to cut further into this lead. Unfamiliar territory the past couple of days. They had huge leads going into the halftime breaks of both of their games. Now they'll have to fight from behind. Single digits on the shot clock as Nelson will go herself. She misses it. Did not draw iron. Doesn't matter as Robbins takes the ball away. Trinity quickly the other direction. Timmons trying to split the defense. The referee will blow the whistle. Foul. This one, I believe, will go against Rose Kohler. Instead, flashing number 23 rather than 32. Issa Nelson picks up her 2nd personal. Near corner, it's Minter who catches. King will fire from 3, and hers is almost banked in. We've seen it a couple of times. That one just swirls out. Kohler has it. Will try and give off. Bledsoe took a little bit of delay as Tomlinson will catch on the inside. Baston from the perimeter. She'll leave it well short. Doesn't draw anything. Timmons catches underneath the basket, and it's Bledsoe in the vicinity as the whistle is blown. She's going to get called for a foul. That's number 3 on Healy Bledsoe. Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Went to the bench early in the second quarter when she picked up personal number 2, but now with 3, Coach August just going to leave her on the court. Denying the basketball and Josie Napoli right now, and she does so successfully. Timmons going, puts that one up, but leaves it short, doesn't draw anything. Tomlinson gathers, gets to Kohler. Colorado with a 4-on-3 advantage. Kohler pulls up from mid-range and knocks it home. That one rattles in from about 18. Colorado now down just 4. Robbins brings it across. Will use the screen from Elaine King. Nice stop and start, and she gets it to go off the backboard. impressive move from Maggie Robbins right there to split the defense and finish the play. Kohler keeps her pivot foot, gets it over to Bledsoe. She hands to Baston. Thought about the three maybe for just a moment. She gets to Kohler in the corner, who tries to go. Timmons staying in front, shuffling her feet, and nudges Rose Kohler just onto the baseline for the turnover. Out of bounds, back into possession of Trinity. Buzzer sounds as Mackel is going to head onto the court. Bledsoe will take a brief breather. On for Trinity, Jamie Reedy, as Timmons will catch a rest in her own right. Robbins coming to the near side, one-on-one with Baston. She'll keep it herself, steps back, but won't shoot it over the top of the taller defender. Napoli going down the middle of the lane. Reedy, opposite wing, leaves it short. Trinity trying to track it down. It was King and Reedy crashing for her own miss, but Nelson controls, pitches ahead. Kohler pulling up over the top, but she leaves it short. Minter chased that one down, but wasn't going to get there to keep it in play, so she'll watch it out, and Trinity will regain possession. Now 4 minutes gone in frame number 3. Robbins will give to Napoli, cross to Minter, across to Reedy. She'll use the screen from King, nearly shot it over the top. Now Napoli with about 15 seconds, opposite wing. Robbins thinking about it, still dealing with Baston. 5'3" versus 5'11". Robbins throws that at the rim. She went to the ground. No foul called there. She just forced that shot up. Kohler comes down. Give off to Baston. Tomlinson fighting on the inside. Too much contact from Elaine King that time. Tomlinson going to be rewarded as the entrance pass was coming. King will check out. Back in for the Trinity Tigers, Natalie Greenwood. Tag team charged with the task of defending Zoe Tomlinson. That one nearly turned over. Baston instead pulls it, and she missed it long. She knew very quickly as she was chasing down the offensive board, but couldn't get there before Napoli secured. Reedy go right at Baston in the middle of the floor, steps through. Good defense from Baston right there, and Reedy couldn't finish over the top of her. Kohler pushing in transition, has Reedy on her backside all the way down the lane and finishes on the right side using the glass. It'll be a delay of game is what it looks like. Fell through the netting and Kohler pushed it. Timeout on the court. Referee stopped play to issue that delay with 4:58 remaining. Mentioned it the last couple of times down. It's been Jamie Reedy and Maggie Robbins on offense for Trinity. Reedy 5'5", Robbins 5'3", being guarded very successfully by Audrey Baston at 5'11". Good contest last time down as Reedy tried to get a shot off, but certainly altered things and she left it short. Both teams taking this opportunity, a longer breather to sit down on their benches. Kohler, strong open to this second half. She has 11 points, leading the way for both of these squads. Most of any scorer in the game. Zoe Tomlinson follows her with 8. Still more than anyone wearing white today. But it's a trio of Tigers, still Napoli, Reedy, and Minter, that each have chipped in 7. And what is a significantly lower scoring affair than the last time these two squads met. Robbins will bring it across, gives to Minter on the near side, fakes as if she was going to take that 3. Greenwood gives it back to her. That's Reedy navigating against Mackle at the moment. She has 10 on the shot, gives off to Robbins. Spin against Baston, underneath the arms of the defender, but couldn't find a way to spin it home. Good defensive possession there for Colorado College. Baston gets down low. Tomlinson underneath. She finishes that one easily. It's Kylie Minter, closest Tiger defender. She's also giving up significant size. The sophomore out of League City, Texas, just 5'5". Zoe Tomlinson standing in, towering over many of the Trinity guards at 6'2". Greenwood at the free throw line fakes, puts it down on the ground, will pick up her dribble and kick out. Robbins with just 5 on the shot clock. Step back, step through, puts it up, but off the iron a little short. Reedy trying to jump that passing lane, got a hand on the basketball, but also hip-checked Rose Kohler. That's 2 personals for Jamie Reedy, who very nearly came away with a steal, as Greenwood and Robbins will each head to the bench for Coach Hill back into the game. Lane King down low, Timmons, Napoli, Reedy, and Minter for the Tigers. It's Mackle, Nawara on for Colorado. Tomlinson going to set a screen for Issa Nelson. And of course, Kohler has played the bulk of the games for Coach August. Nice feed inside as Tomlinson was going to the rim, but she's denied there. Nice block and a great feed ahead. Timmons to the basket, but that's also rejected. Great defense both ways. That time, it was Kayla Mackle getting back and denying the shot of Bailey Timmons at the rim. Minter kicking to the corner. Reedy catches, fires. That one's good. She drains it just in front of her coach. Cam Hill fired up. Napoli trying aggressive right there, defending Issa Nelson. Went for the steal, but part of the effort reaching across the body. There was some contact there. Referee will blow the whistle. 3rd team foul on Trinity with about 3 minutes remaining in this 3rd frame. Kohler brings it across. Minter defending her out front. Loses her dribble. Nawara at the free throw line. Tomlinson underneath. A little bit of a high-low action there for Colorado. Kohler misses it. Somehow Tomlinson going over the top of Elaine King. She secured that one behind her head. Second chance 3 is no good, though, as Mackle is off the iron. Good pitch ahead to Minter. She's going to Euro step and kick to Reedy. Out top, Napoli sidesteps the defender, puts that one up, and it rims out. King tips it, but Kohler able to track it down. 2-on-2. Now Trinity recovering as she loses her dribble. She'll have to back it out. Tomlinson will give it right back to her, though. Cross, other side. Issa Nelson briefly thought about it. 15 seconds on the clock as King trying to get through to deny that entry pass, but it snuck right past her. And as Tomlinson was trying to gather, she got hit. And that hit came as she was gathering and going towards the basket. So the referees will award her with 2 free throws. First one is just a little bit short. Tomlinson, very good free throw shooter on the year, better than 70%. That one also rimming out, though. Tomlinson and these Colorado Tigers playing their 3rd consecutive day, whereas Trinity, as we mentioned, earned a bye this weekend. So just back-to-back games for the Tigers in white. King going to catch in the corner. She'll go across the face of the lane, but Tomlinson denies her there. 1:56 remaining. Baston will check back in for Emma Nawara. You have to wonder, coming down the stretch, will fatigue start to play a role for these Colorado College Tigers as Napoli tries to go right through Kohler. Too much contact there. Referee will stop play. Whistle will give the ball to Trinity on the baseline. Robbins set the trigger for Trinity. Struggling to find someone, but eventually gets it into Timmons, who backs out to Napoli. That one tipped into the backcourt. Kohler working hard to get after it. She's on the ground. Had an arm on it underneath Josie Napoli. 5 seconds on the shot clock as Reedy puts that one up. It was short, glanced off the iron, but Colorado has no problem controlling. Great effort from Rose Kohler, chasing that ball down in the backcourt. Did not make things easy for Trinity there, and they struggled to get a great look off. Timmons tries to pay the passing lane. Nelson misses that one, though, as the gamble unable to pay off, left her wide open. Timmons in transition was disrupted when she put the shot up. That one not landing on the baseline. Colorado coming the other way as Tomlinson tracked it down. And Reedy gonna bump Baston right at half court. Kind of an awkward play there as both of these teams doing a lot of running in the last several minutes. Maybe some fatigue both ways at the moment. No one was hustling after the rebound on the right end of the court. Tomlinson taking advantage, pitching it ahead to Baston, and she takes advantage at the free throw line, converting on shot number 1. Colorado now in the bonus, down 4, chance to cut it to 3 here. Baston's second attempt is on its way, and it's good. So that one does fall through. But still a 3-point advantage for Trinity, but now a 1-possession game. 59.8 on the clock. Robbins bringing it up the floor. Gives over to King. Sky O'Rourke on now. She flashed middle. Pass didn't go to her. Reedy attacking. Kicks off to Robbins, who will go herself. Nice feed through to Elaine King. Reedy on the outside. Still has 10 on the shot. Spinning into the middle of the paint. Feeding down low, somehow got that to Sky O'Rourke. Single digits on the clock, she'll hoist and she'll make it. Converts just ahead of the buzzer sounding. Huge shot from Jamie Reedy from straightaway 3-point territory, and Trinity doubles their lead. Shot clock turned off, and just about 15 seconds remaining in period 3. Baston catches, and she's pushed out by Sky O'Rourke. She gets around it. Kick to Kohler, rises up from just inside the free throw line. Tomlinson corralling that loose ball, and she throws it back up to the rim as she falls to the floor. Could not get anything to fall there, but she'll head to the free throw line. Heavy bump, as she's been working very hard on the interior against this Trinity defense. Her first attempt is up, and that one does fall through. So now 3 for 5 on the day from the charity stripe. Her second one is up. That one's also good. So now leading the way for Colorado College. As Napoli will have a last-second opportunity. Reedy hoists, but leaves that well short. Defended well on the outside. It was Kohler and Issa Nelson in the vicinity. It did not allow Reedy to get a clean look at the rim. On the other side, Baston was in the corner of the arena. I believe she was being worked on by the athletic training staff. She was walking gingerly towards the huddle. She'll retreat behind the bench. She was currently off the floor, but she's going back to the scorer's table and perhaps will start this fourth quarter for Coach August as Colorado continues to trail here entering the final frame. 10 minutes to play. 10 minutes before we can announce the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference women's basketball champion. Colorado closed the gap a little bit, winning the third period 13-10. Similar numbers for each of these teams. Shooting from the floor, 35% for Colorado, 36% for Trinity. Trinity a little bit more success from beyond the arc, nearly 40% on 5 of 13 shooting. Colorado College just 3 of 13 for 23. Colorado doing a nice job on the glass. advantage there still, as you might imagine with their size and length, 32-23 in the total rebounding department. As Kohler will keep it herself. She gets all the way around. Nice up and under to get it off the rim. But underneath, as there was an offensive rebound battle, Tomlinson got dragged to the ground, and Napoli is going to get tagged with a personal. She jumped up in disbelief as she picked up her third personal foul. The referee had to calm her down, perhaps lucky to not pick up a technical foul right there. Coach Hill going to take her off the court. Jamie Reedy will go back on as Baston looks good at the moment. Maybe dealing with a sore ankle, as just pointed out. Bledsoe also out there for Colorado. They'll give inside to Tomlinson. Nice flash from Issa Nelson, but her shot can't draw the iron, pinned a little too deep underneath the rim. So second chance cannot be taken advantage of, and Trinity comes the other way. Robbins trying to create an advantage. Burst to the baseline. Reedy opposite corner to Minter. She'll drive, gives back to Reedy. She has enough space for that shot, and she cashes in. Just enough breathing room for Jamie Reedy to get that shot off. She was being chased out there, but the defender couldn't close soon enough. Trinity leads by 7. Kohler thinks about it on the far wing. Skip to Baston. She'll put one up, and she finds the range. Audrey Baston answers. Colorado needed it that time, and Audrey Baston delivered. 0 for her first 4, but she makes that one count. Robbins on the far side. The screen comes from King. Cross-court pass to Minter, who skies and catches in the middle of the floor. Robbins kick to King. Hard to control that one, but she does. Now 5 on the shot clock. Minter going to have to go quickly. Doesn't recognize it quite yet. Fades. Can't get that one to the rim. Tomlinson's going to catch. The buzzer sounded before she caught it. This play will continue. Kohler coming the other direction. She'll keep it as she sends Bledsoe through. Skip across the court, too tall. Healy Bledsoe, full extension, got some fingertips on it, but could not haul it in. Still a 4-point advantage, 2-possession game as Trinity regains the basketball. Robbins gives to Minter, now up top to Timmons. Reedy circling around in the middle of the floor. King will hand as Reedy continues to operate, trying to find some open space. Now just 10 seconds on the shot as Robbins will go herself. Kick to the opposite corner, but before that, a little too much contact. A hip check from Rose Kohler, who picks up her second personal foul. Robbins out top to Timmons. With that foul, as the shot clock was running down, it will reset to 20, now down to 15 as Reedy gets to the middle of the floor. Dealing now with Bledsoe. Backdoor cut. It was Robbins going up with it, but met at the rim. Zoe Tomlinson sending that one away. Robbins finding something on the inside, trying to get it to Reedy, but somehow snuck through, missed her, got all the way to King. Reedy getting it back and nicely finding herself on the left side of the rim. Just barely able to sneak it in. Baston now opposite wing. Tomlinson going out to set a screen. Baston hits the roller. Tomlinson underneath, but she hits the underside of the iron. Again, corralling her own offensive board. Clapping her hands together in frustration. But at the very least, that whistle is going to send her to the free throw line. As Napoli went to the bench, got a little bit of a breather after the frustrations of that last foul call subside. Tomlinson calmly stepping to the line and knocking that first attempt home. Gives her 13. She now has 18 rebounds on the day. The second attempt is also good. She has been a menace in the paint. Reedy catches after juggling for just a moment. Swings across to Elaine King, now to Robbins. Robbins will go herself, kicks out to Timmons, going one-on-one with Baston, rises up, but that one's a little too strong, and Rose Kohler comes out with it, going quickly the other direction. She picks up her dribble. Timmons knocked it away. They both go to the ground, but Baston will have it in her hands. Down low, King on the back of Tomlinson, who misses again, and another foul going to be called on the inside. The referees will come together now. No, they'll just briefly pass by each other. Referee under the basket there says that there was a push. And they'll also say that Tomlinson was in the shooting motion. So again, free throws for Zoe Tomlinson, who in her last few trips has been closer to automatic. Now 7 of 9 from the charity stripe. Make it 8 of 10. Very good day from the stripe. It's nearly half of her 15 points. And again, Colorado within single digits. Robbins trying to expand, but she misses off the back iron. Baston goes to the ground as she corralled that rebound. But Colorado comes out of the pack with it cleanly. 6 minutes remaining in this one. Tomlinson backing in down low, and she finishes to knot us up at 47. Colorado, who's been battling from behind for most of this game, finally draws even. Kick to the corner, Elaine King, shot fake, but will not take that one. Reedy on the far wing, 15 seconds now on the shot clock for Trinity. One-on-one with Issa Nelson. In the paint, kick to Elaine King. Now she'll take this three, and she cashes it. Elaine King steps outside, and she knocks it home. Timeout taken here. A huge answer from Elaine King for the Trinity Tigers. Not known as a three-point shooter for Trinity, but Elaine King, and one of very few attempts this year, perhaps her first, make it is, only her third attempt on the year based on the stats that I have in front of me, but none more important than that. One of the biggest shots Elaine King has knocked down for this Trinity roster as they push ahead by 3, 5:36 remaining here in the final frame. Timeout by Colorado College. Actually, I believe a 30-second break that was taken by Trinity. Looking through the plays on the live stat feed in front of myself. One way or another, each team back on the floor. As Healy Bledsoe will have it. She'll have the opportunity to run the baseline. Gets it in. Rose Kohler advancing against Josie Napoli, blows by her, but will retreat and reset this possession with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Baston up top to Bledsoe. Tomlinson again fighting down low, had Greenwood on her back. Baston from the outside leaves that one well short off the front of the iron. Robbins grabs that rebound, fins everyone off as Trinity heads the other direction. Napoli now with the ball, dribbling all the way to the near side, gets that one up off the glass, but it falls out. She had Baston on her back, trying to back down the bigger defender. As she faded for the shot, Baston caught her on the body. Just her first personal foul, but it sends Napoli to the free throw line. Her first one's going to fall off. Napoli now 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Typically a very good shooter at the charity stripe. Makes the adjustment for the second one. Bledsoe will get it put back into play as Trinity extends their lead to 2 possessions. 4 points separating these two teams. 5 minutes less than remaining on the clock. Kohler catches up top. Issa Nelson will put up a 3. That one's just a little bit off, but the offensive rebound corralled by Tomlinson. Baston back to Tomlinson. Up against Greenwood. That one knocked away. It's Bledsoe who catches, leaves it short, and finally Trinity corrals the defensive rebound. A couple of really good looks for Colorado College, but unable to convert. Robbins hands to Napoli. One-on-one against Bledsoe. She dribbles through, as Kohler was there in the vicinity. Gives it up to Greenwood. She tips it. Reedy down the lane, forcing the issue, trying to navigate between a host of black jerseys and en route to the cup. She's tripped. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Looks like she's headed to the free throw line. The referees coming together to consult right here. Maybe having a discussion as to whether or not she was in her shooting motion. Heard a "don't screw this up" from the Colorado College faithful in the stands. They did not want to see Jamie Reedy shooting free throws, and they will not. This one going to be taken in from out of bounds on the baseline. It was Rose Kohler who picked up the foul. It was her third personal. Looks like Elaine King will head to the table for Trinity. Checking back in, perhaps for the final 4:16 of this game. King will likely remove Natalie Greenwood. It's a duo that has done everything they can to slow down Zoe Tomlinson. They've had some success today, but even then, Zoe Tomlinson's stat line is a little bit mind-boggling. 18 points and 20 rebounds, very close to a 2020 game here in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference Women's Championship. She'll have to wait another moment before she can try and hit that 20-point mark. She'll be on defense as Trinity has the ball on the baseline. Shot clock reset to 20 seconds. Maggie Robbins will put it in play. Gets it out up top. King catches. Tomlinson was closing on her. She picks up her dribble and will give out top to Napoli. Napoli trying to get to the middle of the floor. She does so. Gets that up on the rim. Couldn't get it up over the top. It was because of the contact on her back. That time, Issa Nelson playing defense for Colorado College. She gets charged with her third personal foul, sending Josie Napoli to the line. She's knocked down her last 2 free throws. Now 5 of 8. Trying to make it a 6-point game, and she does. It's her 10th point as that one's thrown away. Bledsoe trying to find Nelson on the sideline, but they can't connect cleanly, and Trinity didn't touch it. Looks like no one touched it as Robbins is going to put the ball back in play from the same spot. Long pitch closer to half court than to the basket. Reedy will come get it. They had a full 30-second shot clock. That one on the ground. The whistle blows, and the call is going to be an illegal screen. Timmons moving just a little bit too much as her and Reedy were trying to work together to free Reedy up as the ball handler. Bledsoe trying to get this one put in play in the backcourt. She does. She gives it to Kohler, who advances but is trapped. She steps through the double team. More contact there. As Napoli closes in the corner, another trap. But this one, Tomlinson down low. Nelson in the corner. That one's up, and it's left a little short. The far side, the rebound is going to go off of Zoe Tomlinson. Trinity doing a nice job there of putting a couple of bodies on Tomlinson as she was working for that offensive rebound. Just could not catch it cleanly. Robbins pitch ahead to Reedy. 3:30 remaining. That one's tipped by Bledsoe. She tries to recover, but Josie Napoli fins her off successfully. Trinity will retain possession. Napoli will put it in play in the backcourt. Kohler will track back to check Maggie Robbins. Screen at the top of the key. Robbins rises up. Kick to Napoli. She'll drive baseline, but it's shut off there. Opposite side. Robbins in the paint. She converts. 8-point lead now for Trinity. Coming down last 3 minutes. Nelson bringing it into the front court. She gives to Baston across. Kohler back to Baston. She'll take a step inside. Fire from mid-range and knocks it home. Nice shot taken in rhythm and knocked down confidently by Audrey Baston right there, cutting the lead back to 6. Napoli trying to find some separation. A little bit of a dribble that left some opportunity for Rose Kohler, but Trinity kept possession, just couldn't finish the play. Long miss, quickly taken the other way. Kohler up top, Baston, another one. That one too short off the front of the rim and comes off the backboard to Trinity. Coach Hill telling his team they've got to be smart. 2 minutes remaining, an opportunity to bleed the clock now. Napoli goes down the left lane line, kicks to King. She'll bring it into the paint. Opposite corner, Robbins skies. Now 10 seconds on the shot clock, continuing to eat into it. She'll go into the middle of the paint. Kicks to King in the corner. Mid-range is good. Elaine King, as the shot clock was running out, she has now hit some huge shots, and Coach Hill embraces her with a hug. Another timeout taken here. Again, it looks like Coach Hill signaling what he wants to the referees. Great defensive possession from Colorado College right there, forcing Trinity into a mid-range jump shot at the end of the clock. Again, Elaine King, who doesn't shoot the ball very frequently from the outside, has taken a couple from distance down the stretch here in quarter number 4. Unfortunately for Colorado, well, that's probably who they want to see taking these shots. She's made both of them. 8-point advantage for Trinity and just 1:56 on the clock. Colorado cannot afford many empty possessions down the stretch, and they're going to have to defend cleanly. 4 fouls for each of these squads, 1 more either way, and the opposing team will be in the bonus. It's going to be Mackel who re-enters for Colorado. She'll get it in. Rose Kohler bringing it across the timeline. She operates at the top of the key. Looking inside for Tomlinson. They get the ball to her. She's doubled there quickly. Kick out to Baston to Mackel. She'll launch from the wing. That one's short, and Robbins controls. Just a minute 35 remaining. Trinity with possession and a pretty comfortable 8-point lead. Robbins bringing it across. Coach August informing her team needs to go and foul. They haven't done so yet. Robbins navigating, still has the dribble, just avoiding everybody. 5-3, gets away from it. Small target for Colorado to go and foul, and she ate up 20 seconds off that shot clock. Great court navigation from Maggie Robbins right there, eating into the seconds remaining here in Shreveport. Finally, she'll step to the free throw line for 2. First one rattles out. So she'll have 1 more attempt at the line, trying to make it a 9-point ball game. That one is up and in. She makes her adjustment and does, in fact, give Trinity the 9-point lead. Kohler will catch. She'll have to go quickly. She has Timmons on her hip. Gets all the way to the basket, and there she'll finish. Nice job splitting the defense. No one slowed down Rose Kohler, so she took it herself. Robbins almost traveling. Got that ball out of her hands before the referees could make the call. Got it to Josie Napoli, who will be the Tiger, headed to the free throw line for Trinity on this possession. Seven-point game. It's Colorado College fouling and trying to extend it as much as possible, but Napoli keeping Trinity in the lead. She knocks home free throw 1 of 2. We'll try and get it back to a 9-point game. The second is up, and it's short. Colorado continuing to move quickly. Kohler will bring it into the front court. Timeout taken here as Baston got a shot up after the whistle blew. Coach August going to take a moment. Colorado College going to talk things over with a full timeout here. They'll need a good look at the basket. She was having a brief conversation with the referees, I believe clarifying where she wanted to take that ball out from. Perhaps, as both teams are still on their feet, changing from a full timeout to a 30-second one. As Trinity has 2 in their back pocket. Scoreboard here still showing that Colorado College has 3 timeouts left in their own right. Buzzer comes quickly. The designated home team, the Tigers in white on the court first. Colorado College follows soon after. Baston will put the ball into play. Could very well be the shooter for whatever play Coach August has drawn up. Nelson will have the ball on the outside. Baston steps through, puts that one up, but misses it to the left. Timmons catches. Uncontested for the defensive rebound. Colorado will go ahead and foul there. It'll head to the free throw line on the other end of the court. Bailey Timmons will be the shooter. It was Rose Kohler who had to foul. She was the only Colorado College Tiger in the vicinity. But with that 5th personal foul, her afternoon ends 47 seconds early. Timmons puts the first one in and can make it a double-digit lead for Trinity. Second is up and good. So it is 10 as another timeout is taken. A very healthy margin for Trinity at the moment, and barring something truly miraculous here in Shreveport, it looks like a champion may have been decided. But still 47 seconds remaining on the clock. And Coach August doing her job till the very end. Using another timeout right here. Colorado will now have 2 remaining. They will not have Rose Kohler for this offensive possession. So we'll see the 5 that return to the floor. Looks like Nelson, Mackle, Baston, Tomlinson, and Healy Bledsoe checking into the game. She was the one to replace Rose Kohler. Bledsoe, who's running out of time, 5-second violation was impending, put the ball on the ground. It's a violation that will turn the ball back over to Trinity. Reedy will catch. Not fouled quite yet in the backcourt. She picks up her dribble. Robbins catches, and she'll bring it across. She is fouled. Headed back to the free throw line. Opportunity now to further pad their lead. A couple of big shot rob chants coming from the Trinity stands. She steps up to the line and sinks the first. 11-point advantage as Trinity has used the free throw line down the stretch to extend their lead. Second one up, and it's also good. 12-point lead with 40.4 remaining. One more timeout coming right here. As Coach August meets her team on the court, they'll huddle there. On the other side, Coach Hill having a conversation at the scorer's table. He'll head to his bench. couple moments ago, he informed them that they needed to be smart. That was with about 2 minutes remaining. Just take care of the basketball, eat some time off the clock. That's exactly what they did. Now they've put themselves in perfect position to retain their conference championship title. Buzzer sounds a couple of times. Bledsoe gets the ball back. She'll trigger inbounds. Trying to give it to Mackel. That one doesn't get to the intended target. Tomlinson controls. Mackel to the corner. A little bit too much time being taken up as Tomlinson puts one up from straight away, but she knocks it in. Three-pointer is good as Zoe Tomlinson was forced to take one from outside the arc. She made it count, however. Trap in the front court coming from Colorado College, but they're opting not to foul. Less than 1 second separates shot and game clock. Trinity not going to put anything up. Colorado College Tigers giving the Trinity Tigers some high fives as the clock is going to run out here. Buzzer will sound on the shot clock. Buzzer will sound in the arena. Referees are to go through the formality of having Colorado put the ball into play one last time. But it'll just be about half a second. Exactly 1 second. As Baston will heave at the buzzer and she'll cash it. But it's the Trinity Tigers who are your 2024 Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference champions. They complete the four-peat. Back-to-back conference crowns for Trinity. And they take down Colorado College in the fourth consecutive SCAC championship game. Trinity leading this one almost wire to wire. They had the advantage at the break. Colorado battling back hard in this second half. They were able to draw even at 1 point, but a little bit too much effort they had to exert. Tired legs as they played on a third consecutive day of valiant effort from Zoe Tomlinson and the rest of her Colorado College teammates. She did finish with that 2020 game, 21 points, 22 rebounds, but Trinity just too much. Down the stretch, they iced at the free throw line. Jamie Reedy leading the way, outstanding freshman campaign. She had 18 points, 4 of 9 from downtown. Josie Napoli added 11 on 2 of 4 from the field, but went to the free throw line 11 times, knocked home 7 of them. Maggie Robbins, the steady, sure-handed senior point guard, had 9, 5 rebounds, and was tied for the team lead with 3 assists. A wonderful weekend of basketball that we just got to watch here in Shreveport comes to a close with a fantastic championship game. On the men's side, it was the Centenary College Gins who were crowned. And on the women's side, Trinity University successfully defends its title. My name is Luke Terry. Been so happy to take you through all of the action here in Shreveport this weekend on the campus of some great hosts at Centenary College. Thank you for joining us for this game, and hope to see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Thanks and goodbye.